Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and in this tutorial we're going to talk about one of the four built-in data types in Python, which is a tuples. What is a tuple? How to use it with some simple examples and also some built-in functions in tuples. So without further ado, let's get into it. So a tuple is a collection of objects which is ordered and immutable. Immutable means we cannot change the items in tuples after creating it. So the tuples are sequenced just like lists. The difference between tuple and list are the tuple cannot be changed, unlike the list, as we have seen in our previous lectures. And the tuple use parentheses, whereas list used the square brackets, as you already familiar with. Tuple is one of the four built-in data types in Python, used to store collections of data. The other three are list, set and dictionary, all with different qualities and usage. So tuples are written with round brackets. So this is the basic example of tuples, in which it is consisting of three items. The next topic is the properties of tuples. So the first one is it is ordered. So when we say that tuples are ordered, it means that the items have a defined order and that order will not change after creating a tuple. The second one is unchangeable, or also we can say that immutable. So tuples are unchangeable, meaning that we cannot change, add or remove item after the tuple has been created. The third one is allow duplicates. So since tuples are indexed, tuples can have items with the same value. Before starting our next topic, let me show you how to create a tuple in Python command line. So this is a Python command line. So for creating a tuple, just assign a name to our tuple. So our name is tuple1. Then use the assignment operator, which is equal to sign. And in case of list, we were using the square bracket. But in the case of tuples, we have to use the round brackets. So inside round brackets, just give the components. First component, second. So as you can see, we have created a tuple named tuple1 with three items. After hitting enter, as you can see, the tuple has been created. So we will validate this by using a print function. So print tuple1. So this is how you create a tuple. In this case, I have only used the string data type, but you can use any data type for creating the tuple. So our next topic is how to access the values in tuples. So to access values, use the square bracket for slicing along with the index or indices to obtain a value available at that index. So here are some examples. So this process is basically similar to the accessing values from the list that we have seen in our previous lectures. Let me show you how to do that. So as we have already created our tuple named tuple1. So this tuple consists of three items. So if you want access the first item, so the index starts with 0. So for accessing that index, just use the print command, print. Now use the tuple name. So tuple1 is our tuple name. Then use the square brackets and inside that give our index number. So the index number of banana is 0. After hitting enter, as you can see, we are getting the result for our given index. Similarly, we can use the negative indexing and also the range of indexes that we have seen in the earlier lectures while accessing the values from the list. So in this case, for example, for getting the first and second items from the tuple, just give the range of index, like use print function. Again the tuple name, which is tuple1, and in square bracket you have to give the start index and the end index, which is separated by semicolon. So our start index. So for getting the first two items, just give the start index as 0 and give the semicolon and the index after the first index. So it will be 2. So after hitting enter, as you can see, we're getting the tuple items inside this range of indexes. Similarly, we can use the negative indexing to access the values from tuples. So if you want to access the last item from the tuple, just use like print tuple name and a square bracket. For the last value, we have to give -1 as the negative indexing starts from 1. So just give -1. After hitting enter, as you can see, we are getting the last item in our tuple. So this negative indexing might be helpful when you are dealing with a huge number of items in your tuple. Our next topic is updating the tuples. So the tuples are immutable, which means you cannot update or change the values of tuple elements once it gets created. So you are able to take portion of existing tuple to create a new tuple by using the plus operator. The next topic is delete the tuple elements. So the removing individual tuple elements is not possible. So the delete and updating the tuples is not possible as the tuples are immutable. So our next topic is built-in tuple functions. So these are some 3 basic built-in tuple functions. The first one is a length, which gives the total length of the tuple. The next one is a max, which returns the item from tuple having the maximum value, and the min, which returns the minimum value. So let me show you how to use these functions in some simple examples. So for performing these built-in functions, we will create a new tuple which contains all the integer values. So in this tuple, there are 7 elements are present. So after hitting enter, our tuple has been created. So first we will use the length function. To use that, just use the print function, in bracket give len, and again in the round bracket give the tuple name, which is tuple2. After hitting enter, as you can see 7, as the 7 elements are present in your tuple. The next function is a max function. So similarly just use the same syntax for max function. Use the print command, then use max, and again in brackets give the tuple name, which is tuple2. After hitting enter, as you can see, we're getting the maximum value from our tuple. Similarly, we can use the main function. Just copy and paste the previous command and just use the min. After hitting enter, as you can see, we're getting the minimum value of integer from our tuple. So that's it for today. I hope you understood what is a tuple data type in Python. For more exciting videos, please subscribe to my channel and ring the notification bell to get the latest updates.